For action figures, collectibles, statues, and more, check out bigbadtoystore.com, link in the description below. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is import our pictures. So I'm selecting some old photos from a Infinity War trailer I tried to make a while back. But so first thing we're gonna do is set the duration of each photo. I like to go 0.2 milliseconds here. So I'm just gonna do one sequence to kind of show you guys the steps I gotta go through. So check your sequence, looks all right. Here we are, export media. So here's where I made a mistake. You can see those black lines on the widescreen on the very edge of the character. Those black lines are going to show up when you key out your green. So later on I have to go back and re-export it one more time and scale it to the right size. So here we are in After Effects, importing some green screen cloud effects. You can get these off YouTube. There's tons of free green screen out there, and it's just a lot easier than generating your own. And here's some green screen dust particles. See, I just got tons of these stock, free green screen things saved up in a folder for any time I want to use them. Now I'm looking for one of the Doctor Strange Pentagon effects. Mine's just an image that I animate. You gotta add some effects to it, some glow and that sort of thing. So for my Titan background, what I did was I just got a picture off the internet of like a desert background, keyed out the clouds, so it's just a ground. And then I found some Titan vectors online, as well as made a few on Photoshop, so you guys will see those pretty soon here. And again, still gathering some green screen effects for my background. And you guys are going to see how many layers it takes just to create a background from nothing. So here we go. Here's that dirt background, and there you can see the black lines I also mentioned earlier. So here we go back to Adobe Premiere, and we're going to export this again, scaled to the right size. Here we are. Now I'm just importing the sequence. Now let's see how that fits. There we go. We're going to drop key light on there. So normally I find it's best to click that eyedrop or that dripper on the brightest part of your green screen. For whatever reason, it just seems to work a little better. Now I'm just animating the position. One day I'm gonna elaborate a little more on some of these techniques, because there's actually a lot going on. But for some of you guys, this might be able to help you overall with your green screen animation. So like this Star-Lord here, he was hanging by strings, and I animated him on the spot. The hardest part was like waiting for the string to stop swinging back and forth, but it looked really good once it was done. And then like he's just running on spot, and then you come to the computer and you can animate the position really good on this particular program. So it almost becomes like a cartoon animation at that point. I don't know, but I seem to like that way. I think my animating is a little bit more like a cartoon animation rather than a stop motion, but I'm trying to blend the techniques as best as I can. So here we go. So this is Optical Flare. I can't remember what the program is that I got with that. I think it's from Video Copilot. But anyway, you can get you can just get a green screen lens flare or optic flare. You see I'm making it really bright, like it's a sunset here. On After Effects, you can change the color if you don't actually got the program and the effect. You just add a tint, maybe a glow on there. So you can see I added a tint to the clouds, and now I'm just throwing down all my vectors, my Planet Titan vectors. We gotta drop it. You can see. So our animation, our sequence has to be in the front. Behind that, we have our ground. Now we have to have our buildings and stuff on top of the ground, right in front of it. And then behind the ground, the next layer is going to be clouds, and then our optic flare and background behind that. And it's all about layers and where you put those layers. And here, this is kind of the funnest part. You're just drag and dropping wherever you want to make it look exactly how you want. And what I find is if you're making an animation, there's going to be a lot of camera changes. So you're going to want to save some of these backgrounds before you put dust particles or anything in front. Like if you look at this image right here, I could save this, put it away as a Titan background, because I could then add a sequence on top and then add dust particles in front, maybe some smoke, and reuse those sequences, or those backgrounds rather, for different sequences. So it's good to have a couple. I think I have like 5 or 6 of these saved, but it's always fun to create new ones. Here we are, just adding some animated asteroids. They got some rotation effect, so it's kind of a cool little thing to add around these floating buildings here. And all this is just like, it's just really tedious, man. You just gotta keep playing around with it till you get it exactly right. And then when it comes to animating, it comes down to the very millisecond. You gotta edit each frame and look over it, each frame, to make sure it's turning out the way you want it to. So here we go, I'm just adding some glow. Because as you can see, when I blended the effect there, it kind of disappeared. So if you got an effect and it has a black background, or you got an image or a sequence, you can just hit the right click, blending options, and lighten, and it should help. So I've added the glow and it's looking a little better. I've made the image 3D, and now look, we can move it around in 3D space, which is really cool. I'm trying to find the right spark, green screen spark animation here. I think I have a bit of a trouble finding it, but so right now I'm having some trouble getting my sparks set up, so I was going to add it to a new composition. So when you download these free effects, they come with an intro, and so you gotta drag it until you get to the green screen part. So I was trying to make a new composition to cut out that intro, but look at that, here we go, we found one without an intro. It's ready to go. Right, so there we go. I just want the sparks for to kind of make it poof, like to make the effect like disappear after he steps on it. I'm hoping to come back when I got some time and to complete the battle on Titan and do Doctor Strange, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, and Iron Man versus Thanos. But that's going to be a lot of work, a lot of green screen, a lot of animating. So as you can see, all the tools there, once you click the arrow underneath, you got a lot of different tools for animation. You know, you got rotation, opacity, scale, anchor point. You got a lot of different things to play with. See, and there we go. So that doesn't look too bad. I can see a little bit of a trace from the green screen, which does happen, but again, you gotta play with the with that dripper and get it right, and sometimes it's gonna mess with the color of your figure, but you just gotta get it to look as true as you can. I mean, nothing's perfect in animating, but you gotta get it looking as good as you can to fool the audience. Otherwise, like, if you notice it, they're gonna notice it too, and then they're gonna be commenting on it and all that good stuff. So here we go, last effect, dropping some dust particles in front. This effect is really cool. I find it works really good with a 3D camera as well. Just really brings it to life. Alright guys, there you have it. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Check the link in the description. And thanks for your support.